Okay, awesome. Just before we get started and just before I introduce myself, I just want to go over some house rules quickly. Please note that all cameras are off and all mics are muted. But you can pop any question that you have in the chat. We have lovely moderators looking after the chat today, and they will be answering all questions that you have. So if you have any pressing questions, please do use the chat feature below. But also, please note that this webinar will be recorded and you can find it on our Sally University channel on YouTube. Awesome. I am also recording this webinar from our Seller Success Center, which is a center here in Cape Town. So if you are ever in Cape Town and you want to pop over, if you have any questions about selling on Amazon and your Seller Central account, you're more than welcome to come to the center. We have people available here always. Awesome. Now to get into it. Hi everyone. Again, welcome to our deals live readiness, our deals readiness webinar, including a little walkthrough feature towards the end. Before we get into it, hi, I am Refilwe. I am a deals accounts manager. I have been with Amazon for just over a year and I believe a half now, and I will be taking you through the deals portion of today. I do work in the promotion space. So when we say the word promotion, we kind of mean deals and vouchers and any other promotional activity to get your ASINs ready or live and selling on Amazon. So I've been working in that space, and I am so excited to take you through this webinar, particularly today, as we're going into Q4 and the rest of Q3, as we know that is deals and sale event season. So we just want to make sure that you're all ready, you're ramped up, your ASINs are good, your deals are in, just so we can have a phenomenal Q4. Awesome. Before we get into the meat of today, I think there's something that we have to highlight. This is really, really important. This is our Q3 and Q4 events calendar. On your screen, you'll be seeing 5, I believe, dates there. And these are just basically our promotional events that we will be running until the end of this year, starting with our payday drop. So we have monthly payday sales, or pay week sales rather, just to entice customers during that pay week period. So we have our payday drop that will be running in August from the 25th to the 1st of September. And then after that, we are coming into our Amazon kind of like event, which is called the Big Smile Sale. That will be running from the 21st to the 30th of September. And this is what we call a high velocity event, meaning that we are streaming so much traffic into the site. Marketing will be doing some really cool stuff. The site will be, we'll expect it to have like thousands of customers ready to shop. So we just want to make sure that your products are featured in there as well. And then that is the last Big Smart Sale for the year until we go into Black Friday season, which is so, so exciting. We will have an early Black Friday, which is the 21st to the 31st of October. And then we'll have actual Black Friday, which will be running from the 19th rather, to the 30th of November. For both of these events, for Black Friday, we encourage lowest price of the year in terms of the discount that we're expecting to give customers. This is Black Friday. We just want to make sure that we're sticking to that Black Friday spirit by really diving deep with our discount there. But normally we do recommend 15% off of your current price for deals. And then lastly, for the year, we will be closing off with our festive sale. This will be happening from the 11th to the 18th of December. This is just another seasonal event that we have year on year. Again, the discount percentage is showcased on the screen there. It's 15% off of your price, or to a maximum of 500 Rand off, right? So if you have a very expensive product, like if it's 5,000 Rand, you don't have to give 15% of 5,000 Rand. You can just get 500 Rand off there. But this is just our Q3, Q4 events calendar. If anything does change, we as the promotions team will email you. Just make sure that your email on Seller Central is correct and updated, just to make sure that you are receiving any communication that we send out as the Amazon promotions team, just to make sure that you're in the loop, you kept up, and you're participating in all these events. Cool. I'm going to move on to promotions and why they are important. When we say run a promotion, meaning run a deal, run a voucher, run a price discount, why that's important, why you want to be discounting your product, or why you want to be showcasing that sale price to customers. So yeah, I'm just going to get into that quickly. Number one, You want to reach new customers, 100%. I think that's very, very important for all businesses to do. Your promotions will be featured on what we call the Today's Deal page, which can help promote your brand and make your products easier to discover for customers, right? So if you type in amazon.co right now and you go there, you'll see that there's a little button that says Today's Deals. We tend to see a lot of traffic in that page. So if you are running a deal, just know that it's visible to the customer. It's there, it's helping put your product out there. So that's why we really believe in promotions, but not just only reaching new customers. You also want to increase sales, which is then point number 2. Promotions are a useful tool to help increase sales. It offers discount on products, and it also helps promote your best sellers, right? So that's kind of what we call the flywheel. You're reaching your customers, you help increase sales, and then number 3, you then boost your discoverability, right? So you get to benefit from Amazon's marketing efforts for deal events such as the Big Smile Sale, such as Black Friday, such as Prime Day even, which we just wrapped up, boop, boop. Because Amazon drives so much traffic into the store, you just want to make sure that your products are there live and center, to kind of benefit from that traffic. And then lastly, in terms of this flywheel, you want to improve your search visibility. We do see that products that run promotions receive badging in search results, which helps customers find your best offers, right? So if you're running a promotion and all these customers see your product and they buy it, helps increase your sales. Naturally, even when you're not running a promotion anymore, you'll tend to see what we call the halo effect, meaning that even when your deal is done, you should see like a general uplift in your sales. For that product that you have running deals after, just because people now know about it, the algorithm picks it up, so it's just a good way to get your product out there. So that's 100% why promotions are important, and today we'll be talking about your promotional strategy, really how to think about promotions. We will be live running through how to create a deal in Sell Essential, which is great, and then we'll end off with some tips and tricks on how to create a high impact deal. So maybe some of you guys have created a deal before, you have run promotions before, you're not new to the game, but you just want to understand how to really take it a step further, how to create like a winning deal per se. We'll be covering that at the end before we close off with our Q&A, and then we should be out of here. Awesome. So we'll be starting with how to think about your promotional strategy. And before you think about your promotional strategy, I want you to understand your promotional toolkit. What are the promotional types that you have available in Sell Essential for your usage, and how can you take advantage of that? So number 1, the first thing that we have is vouchers. So Amazon has vouchers. These are available in Sell Essential. So if you go to Sell Essential, you can create a voucher. It's not necessarily a deal, and we'll get into what a deal is, but it's kind of like a low lift promotional type that we encourage sellers to use. It's very flexible. You can run it for like from 1 up to 90 days. The discount is much lower. It's like 15 to 20% typically. You can also get a rand off version of a voucher. So instead of saying, oh, I want to run this at 10% off, you can kind of say, I want to run this at 50 rand off instead. These are really good for moving like your new launches. If you're clearing your slow movers, it does get advertised on the vouchers page. And what we do is, as Amazon specifically here on the seller side, is that we have what we call a vouchers party, where we drive traffic into the vouchers page. This typically happens around the 3rd week of every month. So just before that payday drop, just before Super Saver Week, we have a vouchers party, and you'll see it on the site. So just make sure that you have vouchers running for the vouchers party. It's very, very, very important to note, though, that to run a voucher, you need to have what we call a validated reference price. And simply, it's just that you have to have a list price entered in your product. So please do read up on what list price is, what the different pricing strategies are. You can search for a comprehensive pricing guide on Sell Essential, and it will tell you how to insert a list price and how to make sure that it's all good for you to run a voucher, right? When to use vouchers. Vouchers are great for building traction, for consistent weekly sales, and for products that are not eligible for deals per se, right? So if you can't necessarily get to run a deal, you can try to run a voucher on your product. We kind of recommend like an always on strategy. So just play around with vouchers, see, okay, if I put a voucher in this and maybe a deal on that, like how does that really help my catalog? How can I grow using these promotions? And vouchers is a really good place to start. With vouchers, we also then have price discounts. This also is available in Sal Essential. Now, a price discount is very different from a deal. I don't want you to think deal when you think price discount. This is just like a savings shown off like your product, but it's not going to appear on the deals page. It's not going to get that premium visibility or merchandising. But if really quickly right now you just want to discount your product and you don't want to have to like submit a deal, which we'll get into, you can kind of put it on price discount. And this is also really great for items that are low on margin. Maybe you just didn't get it submitted in time to have a deal. You're more than welcome to run a price discount. And then very importantly, and the tool we'll be talking about mostly today is best deals. And best deals are kind of a full service. Hi everyone. It seems that we lost you just for a second there. Um, I'm not sure where it cut, but I think it cut as I was speaking about best deals. I'm just checking with my moderators there. So sorry for that. Not sure what happened on our side. But we'll just keep moving from where we left off. And basically, where I was is talking about best deals and why it is so important to run best deals. So, best deals run typically for 7 to 14 days. We suggest 15% off of your current price, even though you're more than welcome to go higher. We actually suggest you go higher. And these are self-service or full-service promotional tools. I will speak about the difference between self-service best deals and full service a little bit later. it seems that we're struggling a little bit with connection. But if everybody can see and hear me right now, if you can just type a yes, and then I'll continue. Okay, let's just try to get the presentation on. Share our screen quickly. Awesome, I think we should be seeing the presentation. Awesome, I think we're back at it, guys. Hopefully that was the last time this is happening, but essentially we're just finishing up speaking about deals and why you should be running deals. And then as well as best deals, we also have lightning deals that you can run on your site as well. So lightning deals are a completely self-service promotional tool only available in Sell Essential, and this is available only for recommended deals. We will go through, we'll have like a live demo of Sell Essential and how to actually create a deal in Sell Essential. But for now, just know that lightning deals, completely self-service. These are about 12-hour deals, so it's like high urgency deals. You'll see that lightning deals and how they show up on the Amazon.co store say like, I think it's like limited time deal. That's the badging. It really drives that urgency for that customer to purchase. So again, please use lightning deals as well. These are like for quick inventory clearance, for urgency driven sales. And if you just want to test like your price elasticity there to see like, hey, if I do run a deal on this product, does it really get that uplift that I needed to get? So that's your promotional toolkit. I know that we lost each other for a bit there, but please note that we will send this presentation. You can just go through it during a moment that you have. But for now, we will move on to how to submit or schedule promotions. Awesome. I think we spoke about this a little bit earlier on. Vouchers is a self-service feature available in Sell Essential, and it allows you to grow your business through promotions by enabling you to create and manage single ASIN vouchers or vouchers on ASIN sets without requiring manual intervention from us. Meaning that you can actually schedule and run a voucher at your liking. So whenever you want to schedule a voucher, you're free to schedule a voucher. Again, I did mention that we have what we call a vouchers party, which is where we kind of drive traffic into our vouchers page. This happens on the third week of every month. And we just encourage you to always make sure that you have a voucher on like a percentage of your catalog, just to drive sales to your other catalog, especially if you're a brand owner, especially if you can link one product to the other. So maybe you're selling, I don't know, like skincare, and you have a serum that you can put a voucher on, and you know that the serum is well paired with another serum. So if you kind of incentivize the purchasing of one, people tend to purchase the other as well. So that is what a voucher is. How you can use it, you go into Sell Essential, you go into your main menu, you go into advertising, and then you create a new voucher there. You'll set a voucher budget, and then you'll set the duration of the voucher, and Bob's your uncle, you're good to go. In terms of how the budget works, the only thing that you have to kind of take into consideration is like how much you're willing to give off. So, for example, if I am selling, again, a serum and I want to give 10 Rand off, and I have, let's say, 50 of these serums, my budget will be then the 10 times 50, so it will be 500 Rand. That's going to be my budget, right? Because that's kind of the how much I have to go through before I want this voucher to come down and off the page. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, cool. That was voucher. Now, getting into our premium visibility promotional tool, which is deals, and specifically best deals in this case. So if you want to run a deal on Amazon.co and you don't have recommendations in your Sell Essential, which we'll cover shortly, you can send us or we will send you a submission sheet. You can then fill that submission sheet in, send it back to us, and we will create and schedule the deal on your behalf, right? So if you have an account manager, you can speak to them about this. Alternatively, you can send an email to za-promotions@amazon.com. I'll just ask one of my moderators to put that email in the chat box for you guys to all grab there, and just make sure that you save it, make sure that it's not in your junk or your spam mails. And you can just send us an email there requesting more information, so we can also just capture the email address that you use, so we can send all the one event details, but two details about the deals that you have running, right? So in most cases, you'll receive an email from us informing you of deal events that are coming up and requesting your participation. So just make sure you look out for these emails that will explain the deal event and highlight key features and informations. So those are best deals, and that's how we can create them for you. So normally you'll see a sheet that looks like the one that's about to come up on the screen. It's what we call a deal submission sheet. This is an Excel sheet. You'll grab the sheet, you will fill in your merchant token, which is available on Sell Essential. You'll fill in the ASIN details of the products that you want to put a deal on. You'll then fill in your SKU. You'll select your fulfillment channel, whether FBA or MFN. You will give us your current price and then your deal price, so what you want the savings off to be. And then you can also give us the committed quantity, so how much stock you have for this product. And you send it back to us, we create it for you, and then we will let you know when that deal goes live. Sounds good? I hope that sounds great. Awesome. And if the deal doesn't run, we will communicate this to you. But in some cases, actually, your deal may be what we call suppressed. Now, the word suppressed just means that your deal is not going to run. It's being literally suppressed by our system for an array of reasons, but we do communicate that to you. So, for example, your deal can't run if your product is out of stock. Now, you may be thinking, Refuwe, that is so obvious. Of course, my deal is not going to run if it's out of stock. But we tend to see a lot of sellers submit deals on products that are out of stock. Now, we really encourage you to make sure that you have enough stock for the deals that you want to run, not only for the deal period, but for the period after. Again, we spoke about that halo effect earlier on, and we do see a general uplift in buying behavior of like the ASIN, even post the deal event. So just make sure you have stock just so your deal can run. And again, your deal is not going to run if it is not the lowest price in the last 30 days. So if we're promising a deal to customers, we really want to drive that value home. So that deal price has to be the lowest price in the last 30 days. Or sometimes maybe the deal won't run because you have your minimum pricing rule in place. So you just need to action that on your side. So for example, on your Sell Essential, when setting up or when listing your products, you sometimes put a minimum price there, say that, oh, I don't want my product to sell lower than X Rand, right? And then you submit a deal that is lower than X Rand, the deal will be suppressed because our systems are saying, hey, please note that this is lower than the seller's minimum price there. So what we will ask you to do, or what you should do on your end, is just to go back, reduce that minimum price rule, just make sure that that deal goes live, and then you can set it back after. But again, if you submitted a deal for us to create on full service, you'll receive an email from us confirming which deals are going live, and if any, confirming which deals are suppressed and the actions that we require from your side for the deal to go live. Cool. Now, what the walkthrough will be about, and a very exciting part, I think my favorite part, we have what we call self-service deals. Now, if you don't want to go through the whole back and forth with emailing us as the deals team, waiting for us to create the deals, you can create the deals yourself in Sell Essential. Whoop, whoop, that is so exciting. Now, self-service deals is a feature in Sell Essential that allows you to grow your business by enabling you to create and manage deals without intervention from us, right? So which sellers are included? All professional sellers are included, but you need to meet the eligibility requirement and have sales history on that product, as deals are recommendations based, right? So our portal will recommend deals to you, and you can basically go in there and say, yes, I want to run this, and yes, I agree to running it at this price during this date, and it goes live. The beautiful thing about self-service deals is that if it doesn't go live for a reason, it will tell you what you have to do, the actions that you have to take on your side to kind of configure that to make sure the deal goes live. Cool. I hope that's clear. To do self-service deals, I'm actually going to walk you through like a live session now. So please bear with me. I'm about to switch this presentation over to a walkthrough. So just give me about 2 minutes. Let's make sure that we have it on my side. Cool. I hope that everybody can see my screen. Awesome. This is just a dummy account that we use in Amazon. It's not a real account, but we just use it to kind of give sellers a walkthrough about how to use Seller Central, and in this case, how to create a deal. So obviously, you log into Seller Central, you'll see a page that looks like this page here. You'll have your dashboard, and to create a deal, what I'd love for you to do is to go over to this hamburger menu here in the top left corner. You'll click into it. Just want to make sure it's clicking on your side as well. Awesome. And you'll come down to this part called marketing, and then you'll come down to manage promotions and deals, right? So again, you'll go to this hamburger menu, you'll go to marketing, you'll go to manage promotions and deals, right? Cool. From here, I want you to go to the manage deals part, which is at the top here. You can also note that there's a manage, so it will take you through to a landing page that looks like this. Actually, before we go there, let's just start with the home page, and then we'll work our way from there. Cool. This is your manage promotions homepage. This is your dashboard. This is where I want you to live. This is where I want you to breathe promotions. This is where you can get all information about not only the promotions that you want to run, but the promotions that you have running. As you can see, we have some promotions that have run here, that was scheduled, that are actually currently running. And this is where you can kind of edit the deal, you can cancel the deal, you can view the deal. And what Amazon does is that we provide you with a plethora of data, just so you're well equipped to when you want to create a deal the next time. So you know what your conversion is, what your glance views are, how many units you're selling, and how for you to kind of play around with that data to kind of optimize, I'd say, like deal running. So this is your page. This is where you'd land in, right? Awesome. Let's say now you want to get into the good stuff. You want to create a deal. There is a button here at the top right. I'm just hovering over it now. That says create promotion. Awesome. Now there's different promotions that you can create. There's create deal, which is what we're going to do now. There's create buy X get buy, which is actually not available in South Africa currently, but we're working to have that live very soon, and we'll communicate once it does go live. And then there's create price discount, as well as create voucher. So those are all the deals or all the promotions that you can create. But today we'll be focused on create a deal. Amazing. So you'll land into your managed deals page, which is this one here. And then you can kind of see these are the deals that you have recommended, right? So you're recommended to run these deals. As you can see, this test account kind of has a lightning deal that it can create, and it has 2 lightning deals that it can create, as well as 2 best deals. Again, lightning deals, think lightning fast. These are 12-hour deals versus best deals. These are your 7 to 14-day deals. Awesome. You can see here at the top that it says you can actually, so if you have a large catalog and you don't want to kind of sort through many products, you can search the deal by the ASIN. You can then filter by deal type, whether it's best deals or lightning deals. You can select the Amazon store that you wanted to run in if you sell in multiple marketplaces. And then you can also select eligible deal events. So for example, we have this big smile sale coming up, so you can actually filter by that. So I'll just apply there. And you can configure the eligible audiences. We recommend that you run deals to all customers, but if for one reason or another you just want to sell to our prime customer base, you're more than welcome to do that as well. But for now, the default setting is all customers. Cool. And then let's say I want to create a best deal. So I'm going to say select the deal that I want to create. It takes me to this page where I can see one, the product that I want to create the deal on. But 2, I can see that, okay, this is going to run in South Africa. I can see that this is for all customers, so not just prime customers, but all the customers that are on the store. You can see that we currently have 0, so mahala, free participation fees. There's no variable fees. We don't have any deal fees in South Africa. So right now, take advantage of that feature, because in other marketplaces, they actually pay to run a deal. So right now, we're not paying to run a deal. You're just going to run a deal, give the customer the sale, and then, we'll take it from there. And then for schedule, you can either choose custom schedule, or you can choose the big smile sale. So I am really harping on the big smile sale because this is the next sale event that we have coming up. The last major kind of flagship Amazon event we have coming up before we get into Black Friday season. So right now, just click on big smile sale, and then we will be able to create a deal from there. So after you've clicked on, let's actually go custom schedule and schedule our deal. After we've done that, we'll say continue to next step. And then we kind of just have this very last page where it will give me all the information about the deal again that I'm trying to run. But then over here, I have pricing details where I will then kind of insert the deal price that I want to run. So this product price is 99 Rand. The minimum percentage off that you can give is 15%. And how you're going to do that is that it's actually going to recommend that 15% off that 99 Rand, which in this case is 84 Rand and 15 cents. Or you can just kind of cancel that and you can write like, okay, maybe I want to give this at 80 Rand, right? And then that will automatically update the discount per unit, just so you also have visibility on how much discount you're actually providing to customers. Again, maximum, it will tell you the maximum is 84 Rand, and that's just because that's 15% less your current price. But you're more than welcome to go lower than that. We encourage you to go lower than that. And then here you'll kind of see that, okay, so this product has 2 in stock, which bad. We want you to have way more than 2 in stock. But for this, for purposes of this example, I'll just continue with 2. And that's basically what committed units are. This is to say, hey, I have 2 currently in the fulfillment centers, and I just want to put everything on deal. I'll put that under committed units, and then I'll create the deal. That is a total of 3 steps. You select the product, you schedule a deal, you configure the deal, and you submit the deal. And then that's your deal. And then it's going to be live on Amazon's store at the dates that it was scheduled for. And if anything is not showing the way it's supposed to be, sure, if the deal is suppressed, you can also see the reasons as to why it's suppressed on Sell Essential. So that is how you create a deal. I hope that's clear. I see we have a question in the chat that says, what to do next. Missed that part. Okay, I'll just show it like really quickly. I'll do a rundown on how to create a deal again. But very quickly, you'll come into this manage promotions page, which is on your Sell Essential. Again, you went marketing, you went to the hamburger menu, went marketing, you said manage promotions, you landed up in here, and then you'll say create promotion, you'll say create deal. We'll take you to this create deals page. You then select the deals that you have recommended. Again, if you do not have any recommended deals currently, let's say you don't have products that are meeting the minimum star ratings, or maybe there's not a lot of sales history on that product, we can create the deal on your behalf, but we do prefer for you to use this, as we prefer for you to be enabled to run your own deals. So you'll come to this page, you'll select the deal that you want to run, you'll select the dates that you want to run it for. Let's say custom schedule in this sense. And then we'll run it in September. I will end it here. And then we'll say continue to the next step. And then here again, you'll put the deal price. It will put the discount per unit. You put your committed stock. And then you just submit deal. I hope that was clear. I see there's another question in the chat. It says, I need assistance running deals for FBA, but I am selling perfumes. Should I create my own sheets? So if you do not currently have any deals recommended on your Sell Essential, we will send you, or you can send us an email at za-promotions@amazon.com, and we'll send you a submission sheet, and then we'll gladly create the deal on your behalf. Awesome. We're going to wrap up the webinar soon. But just before we close, I just want to kind of touch base on how to create a winning deal. So that's how to create a deal. But not all deals are equal. So I'll show you how to create a winning deal. I'll just share my screen again. Share screen. Amazing. I think you can see my screen shortly, hopefully. Awesome. So that's how you create a self-service deal. I hope that's simple enough. And then, yes, how do you create a winning deal? Let me just make sure to switch off the sound because that actually scared me. Amazing. How to create high impact deals or winning deals. There's a lot that you can do to make sure that you create like the best deals that you can possibly run to stand out with the thousands of deals that you'll always have running on the store. And number one, and this is the one that I believe most in, is that you have to pair your deals with ads, right? So Amazon advertising is an amazing, amazing system where you can advertise your products. Yes, you can advertise products that are not on deal, but we genuinely see that products that are on deal that have an ad on do so amazing, right? So we have advertising tools that can help you reach more customers, grow your brand. Specifically, we have this advertising tool called Sponsored Products, which is where you put an ad on specifically an ASIN. You match that to a keyword. So, for example, if I do sell perfumes, I can put on the word perfume. So when a customer searches perfume, the first perfumes that they're going to see at the top of the page will be the ones that are being advertised. So you'll see there'll be a little kind of tag there that says sponsored products. So you'll see that these are all the kind of products that are being advertised, and currently you can bid as low as 10 Rand, you can bid as high as however much you want to bid, but not that many people are using Amazon ads right now. So this is really the best time to get your hands in there, to learn the system, to bid for as low as, for almost nothing really, just to make sure that your products are ranking high. If you have that and you have a deal on that, 10 out of 10, that's the winning formula. So make sure you run Amazon ads. If you want to find out more about Amazon ads, you can go to our Amazon advertising console. You can find that through Sell Essential, also under marketing, I believe. So it's going to be manage promotions, marketing. You'll find Amazon ads there. Alternatively, you can actually just search Amazon ads portal, and then you should find it there. Cool. The next thing that you can also do to kind of, let me open this quickly. The next thing that you can also do to make sure that you are winning in terms of deals is that you can actually use fulfillment by Amazon, meaning that Amazon takes care of your storage, your packaging, your shipping to customer support, and returns. So please make use of FBA. I just want to make sure that I'm covering all the questions quickly. Yes. I think I got the question as to has a presentation been shared, and yes, we have shared it again on the chat there, so you can just download it there again. Alternatively, it's the same presentation that was shared at the beginning of this webinar. Just to rewind quickly again, to create a high impact deal, you can use our fulfillment system, Fulfillment by Amazon. If you want to learn more, again, you can just search Fulfillment by Amazon in Sell Essential, in Sell University. We post a lot of content about our fulfillment option. And the best thing about the fulfillment option is that you get Prime badging. So when a person is shopping a deal, we tend to see a lot of our customers filter by Prime only ASINs, just because people want the deal next day, today. We want it as quickly as possible. We want to buy this deal right now. And if we handle your shipping on your behalf, we can just promise that. We can keep that promise to customers. That's why we really do advocate for Fulfillment by Amazon. It is not a requirement to run a deal, but we do tend to see that deals that are in FBA or that are being managed by us and our warehouses and systems tend to convert better than deals that aren't. And then the third thing that you can do is really build your brand, build that product, right? So if I want to buy a deal from you, I need to know why should I buy the deal from you. I need to know why I should buy that perfume, why I should buy that serum again, right? So you can use our brand building tools. We have A plus content, we have sponsored brands, we have brand stores, we have really rich tools that you can use to better your listing. So when I land into that product and I see that there's a deal, I can learn a little bit more about the benefits of using this product. Yeah, so 100%, I highly encourage you. Sorry, I was looking for that word, to use our brand building content. And then just a bunch of other quick tips. Make sure that your discount is compelling. Our minimum is 50. We do see that products that convert better, about 20 to 25% off. Make sure that you understand your margins there, play around with it, maybe save your deep discounts for Black Friday. If you can't do like a continuous discount, we completely understand. But just make sure that when it does come into that Black Friday season, when it is that big small HVE, you're aiming for a deeper discount. And then every day you can run deals, and we encourage you to run deals like like spread out throughout the month. And then there you can play out like your 15%, 16%, 17%. Yeah, so offer compelling discounts, offer competitive pricing. Again, make sure that you have that VRP, that validated reference price. Don't know what a validated reference price is or what a reference price is, check out our comprehensive listing guide on Seller Central to make sure that you're including a list price, just so we can see that discount percentage off on the deal that you're running. Again, optimize your products listings. Make sure that when people are landing into your product page, there's good A plus content, there's high quality images, the keywords are rich, like the listing title is amazing. We have so many modules, so many guides on how to optimize this. I will always direct you back to Seller University. Go into Seller University, really equip yourself with what it takes to have that winning listing. And generally we'll see that you'll convert better from there. Again, I will always stock inventory and fulfillment. Make sure you have that stock, not only for the deal period, but also for the weeks coming after the deals period, to deal with that increase in demand after. Yeah, and then if you're doing all that, and you really are investing in advertising, you're investing in FBA, you're investing in building your brand, that's a winning formula. Like, your deal will do well. And then very, very lastly, before we get into the Q&A section, there's the boost your reviews with request a review section that I just want to talk about quickly. So what is a review? A review are those, it's really just a review, but it's what you see under a, what do you call this, like a product detail page, where customers leave reviews there. And with peak shopping periods ahead, now is really the time to build your review base, so your ASINs are ready for maximum visibility and conversion when traffic does surge. So we just want to make sure that you do have a review there. And if you are struggling to get reviews, we have a feature called Request a Review, where you can tell us to kind of message your customers to request a review on your behalf. And how do you do this? You'll go into your Seller Essential, you'll go to orders, you'll go to manage orders, order details, and then, like the picture that I have on the screen, there in the top right corner, you'll see that there is a request a review button. Now, we do this because we know that when we send a Amazon branded email requesting product reviews and seller feedback to a customer, they tend to respond a little bit better than maybe if you do it yourself. So we can actually request a review on your behalf, and then you'll see that requests tend to take between 5 to 15 days before delivery. But we'll only request one review from one customer. Oh wait, one review per customer post delivery, about 5 to 30 days post delivery. So please do make use of that request review button. Or request review feature rather over there, just to make sure that your products do have sufficient reviews. And why this matters is that we generally tend to see about 90% of customers consider reviews before purchasing, and products with at least one review see a 40% higher conversion than products without. So we're trying to solve it for you there. So please make sure that you request a review. Yeah, and hopefully once you have those reviews in and you have the deals and you're doing some of the fancy stuff like running ads, we should see you doing well. not only for now peak season coming up, but for the season after. Guys, and that is it from me. That is it from me. I know that we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but hopefully you caught the bulk of what we were saying. There's always webinars coming up, so just make sure that you are checked in on your Seller Essential to see the webinars that are coming up. Again, if you have any questions right now, please pop them in the chat. Alternatively, this is where I will leave you, and I'll ask you to submit a deal for Big Smile. I'll just give about 3 minutes to see if there are any questions coming in. And if there aren't, this is where I will say, okay, I see question. Rafiwe, can you answer this? Please share more info on the bidding and how it works. Awesome. So I assume that when you say bidding, you're talking about sponsored products bidding, because that's the only bidding that I was chatting about today. But how does bidding work? Very simply, okay, before I get into how bidding works, if you want to learn anything about Amazon ads, there's so much content on the advertising console. So please do start there. But bidding is basically me saying that, okay, I am selling glasses. Let's say I'm selling sunglasses, right? I want people to find my product when they search sunglasses. I want people to find my products when they search shades. I want people to find my products when they search, like all these different searches. So how you can bid is then saying, okay, I am going to bid on a keyword. And like a live auction, the people that win the bid will win the placement, essentially. So when a customer comes in and they search shades, and if I'm bidding on the word shades, though I'm selling sunglasses, my shades are going to come up first, right? So you will kind of insert your bid amount, right? So you can bid really anything. Like you can bid 10 rand, you can bid 5 rand, you can bid 50 rand. Obviously, the more you're willing to bid, the higher your chances are of winning the bid. But the nice thing about the Amazon Ads console and creating an Amazon ad or creating a campaign is that it will kind of give you that suggested bid amount on Solicit or on the ads console, based on the category that you're in, based on the activity of how many people are bidding, based on all that. So you can actually just set up like an automatic campaign, and then it will suggest that bidding amount for you. Nice things that you'll also put in a budget at the below, just to make sure that you're not blowing through your budget. So I can say, okay, I'm going to have a daily budget of, let's say, 500 rand, and then I can set up my campaign in such a way that it will kind of choose what the bidding amount is for me. But that's ads. I think we're going to have an ads webinar coming soon, as is posted on the chat. So please make sure that you, please make sure that you come to that webinar. We'll have our ads expert there, and they will take you through that. And yeah, that I think is all the questions that we have. I am going to put up a survey. Please take your time to fill in the survey. We just want to make sure that we give you the best possible experience as Amazon, and we're delivering content in a way that is useful and helpful to you. So please, if you have 5 minutes, fill in the survey for me. Not even 5 minutes. I think it will take you like a minute to do. And then we will take that feedback into consideration. But thank you so much for coming to our session today. I hope that it was useful. And that's it for me, guys. Cheers.